Now this is the topic regarding the ansa cervicalis. Whatever you are seeing, observing here is what is nothing but the ansa cervicalis. You can see this is C2, this is C3, and now this is the one which is arising from the C1, which you can't see because of this internal jugular vein. Here is the hypoglossal nerve, whatever this yellow one is there. This is the superior root of ansa cervicalis. This is the inferior root of cervicalis, and this is a loop formed by the union of the superior root and the inferior root of ansa cervicalis. Now let us see how this ansa cervicalis is formed. C1, C2, C3. These are the three cervical nerves. There is a loop formation between C1 and C2, and there is a loop formation between C2 and C3. This is seen only in the cervical plexus. Now this is the loop between C1 and 2, and this is the loop between C2 and C3. You can see the one which is arising from the loop between C1 and C2. This is accompanied with a hypoglossal nerve. Hence this is called descendens hypoglossi, because it is accompanying with the hypoglossal nerve. And this is the loop between C2 C3, and you can see a root arising downwards, hence it is called descendens from the cervical plexus, hence it is called as descendens cervicalis. These two combine to form a loop, that is what is nothing but the ansa cervicalis, from which you get three branches from this. One to sternothyroid, one to sternohyoid, and one to inferior belly of omohyoid. Now this is descendens cervicalis. This descendens hypoglossi, even though it is arising from the loop between C1 and C2, it have only C1 fibers, whereas the descendens cervicalis have both the contribution from C2 as well as C3. It lies over the carotid sheath. This is what is nothing but the ansa cervicalis.